Welcome back to News Around, the definitive sanctuary for those who seek the heartbeat behind the headlines. We are not here to merely skim the surface of the tabloids, we are here to excavate the emotional truths of the stars who define our screens and our imaginations. Today, we stand at the precipice of a revelation so volatile, so deeply personal, that it threatens to redefine the narrative of one of Turkey's most beloved couples. We are talking about Barış Baktaş and Yağmur Yüksel. The duo whose chemistry in Blood Flowers, Kan Çiçekleri, captivated the world, but whose private reality is currently engulfed in a storm of conflicting desires and defiant vows. Before we unravel this complex tapestry of love, authority, and silence, we invite you to anchor yourself in our community. Please subscribe and activate the notification bell to ensure you never miss a beat of these developing sagas. And for those who wish to empower our investigative storytelling and gain access to the deepest insights, we strongly urge you to click the join button below. Your support is the lifeblood of News Around. Now, let us step into the eye of the storm surrounding Barış and Yağmur. In the labyrinthine world of the Turkish entertainment industry, where reality often blurs with the scripted drama of television, a new and explosive rumor has surfaced, shattering the relative quiet of the last few weeks. The saga involving Barış Baktaş and Yağmur Yüksel, two names that have become synonymous with modern romance and on-screen passion, has taken a turn that no one, not even their most ardent followers, could have predicted. For months, the tabloids have been a battlefield of speculation, with headlines oscillating wildly between secret engagements and acrimonious breakups. However, a new leak from the inner sanctum of their social circle has provided a glimpse into a dynamic that is as intense as it is precarious. According to these whispered confidences, Barış Baktaş has drawn a line in the sand with a statement that is equal parts romantic desperation and authoritarian resolve. During a friendly, yet emotionally charged conversation with his inner circle, Barış reportedly uttered a sentence that has since rippled through the industry like a shockwave: "Our marriage will not end without my permission, the final decision is mine." This statement, attributed directly to the young actor, is startling for several reasons. Firstly, it reignites the fiercely debated theory that the couple may have already tied the knot in secret, hidden away from the prying eyes of the paparazzi. The use of the word marriage, whether literal or metaphorical, suggests a commitment far deeper than a casual dating scenario. Secondly, and perhaps more importantly, it reveals a mindset of absolute refusal to let go. Yağmur Yüksel is alleged to be the direct subject of these comments, painting a picture of a relationship where one partner is holding on with a grip of iron while the other drifts into a sea of uncertainty. To understand the gravity of this moment, one must look at the rollercoaster ride that has defined their union. Their relationship has never been a straight line, it has been a series of dizzying peaks and terrifying valleys. The public has watched, breathless, as rumors of secret dates turned into rumors of career-driven separations. Yet, this new accusation of a unilateral decision regarding the end of their bond fuels the suspicions that the power dynamic behind closed doors is shifting. Barış Baktaş has consistently, almost religiously, expressed his devotion to Yağmur. He has been the anchor, the one who wears his heart on his sleeve. However, the whispers suggest that recent disagreements, fundamental clashes over the direction of their lives, have caused a rift deep enough to threaten the foundation of their bond. The successful actor reportedly confided in friends with a sentiment that borders on a manifesto of love: "We've been together for years. If a decision has to be made, we'll make it together. This relationship won't end until I give up." This quote is a window into Barış's soul. It speaks of a man who views his relationship not as a transient phase, but as a life covenant. For Barış, Yağmur Yüksel is not merely a lover or a co-star, she is the architecture of his future. She symbolizes the dreams they forged together in the quiet moments before fame consumed them, the shared plans for a life that exists beyond the cameras, and a bond that has endured the crucible of public scrutiny. Therefore, Barış's decisive, somewhat aggressive actions are being interpreted by insiders not as toxicity, but as an expression of the sheer panic and turmoil he is experiencing. He is fighting for his life, as he knows it. On the other side of this emotional equation stands Yağmur Yüksel, a figure of enigmatic silence. Throughout this turbulent process, She has remained remarkably quiet, a contrast to the storm swirling around her name. She has avoided controversial statements, declined to engage with the bait thrown by reporters, and maintained a dignified distance. The young star is said to be laser-focused on her career, which is currently on a meteoric trajectory. Production companies are courting her aggressively, and she is inundated with offers for new projects that could take her fame international. This intensity, while professional gold, is said to be the anvil crushing her personal life. Her silence has prompted a deluge of questions. Is a divorce truly imminent? Is her quietude a sign of resignation or a strategy of self-preservation? Sources say she tells her closest confidants, "I just want a break. I don't have to make decisions all the time." This plea for a pause, for a moment of breathlessness, highlights the pressure she is under. Yağmur is described as going through a deeply emotional period, torn between the love she undoubtedly feels and the freedom she desperately craves. She has garnered attention with her confident strides in her career, but behind the glamour, there is a young woman feeling the weight of expectation. This dynamic of the fighter versus the silent one is a classic tragedy in relationships. Boris is fighting to hold on, while Yağmur seems to be fighting for space. We want to ask you, the insightful news around community. Do you view Boris's statement, "It won't end until I say so," as a romantic vow of commitment, or do you find it controlling? Is Yağmur right to prioritize her mental peace and career right now? We are dying to hear your perspective on this complex psychology. Please leave your thoughts in the comments below, and if you are enjoying this deep dive, hit the like button to support our channel. One of the topics the couple reportedly discusses most frequently and most heatedly is their future. Rumor has it that they view their trajectory from vastly different vantage points. While Boris possesses a more balanced, home-oriented, and relationship-focused nature, seeking stability and continuity, Yağmur is painted as a freedom-loving individual who prioritizes her own autonomy and success. These are not petty differences. They are fundamental incompatibilities that constrain even the strongest love. The bloodflowers of the paparazzi world, the reporters who track their every move, haven't been able to capture them in the same shot for quite some time. This visual absence reinforces the possibility of a Cold War existing between them. They are ghosting each other in public, while waging a war for their future in private. However, neither Boris's bold statements nor Yağmur's resounding silence seem to allow this love to fade easily into the night. Boris's insistence, "We won't give up," serves as a beacon that keeps fans' hopes alive. Despite the cynical speculation circulating on social media, the couple's mutual friends remain surprisingly hopeful. Those who claim that their bond is unbreakable emphasize that the two famous actors are united by a love deeper than anyone on the outside can imagine. It is said that when they finally meet and talk at length, away from the noise, all the walls between them crumble instantly. In those moments, they are not celebrities, they are simply two people who complement each other perfectly, two halves of a whole that refuses to be severed. While everyone eagerly awaits the development of this silent storm, another rumor is circulating behind the scenes, adding a layer of suspense to the narrative. The couple is reportedly preparing to appear before the cameras to make a joint statement. The industry is holding its breath, for the tone of that statement will determine everything. It could be a major announcement of peace, a renewal of vows so to speak, and a new beginning. Or, it could be the confirmation of a divorce that will deeply shake their millions of fans. One of the most striking aspects of this saga is the unwavering determination that Barış Baktaş exudes. His friends claim that, secretly, he sees Yağmur as the most important turning point in his life. He credits her with his growth, his stability, and his happiness. Rumor has it that he is even willing to sacrifice his career to be with the woman he loves, allegedly turning down lucrative projects just to ensure he has time to spend with her. Precisely for this reason, every rumor of a divorce pushes Boris to adopt an even tougher stance. He is not just losing a partner. He feels he is losing his compass. As for Yağmur, although she doesn't want to express her feelings publicly, she harbors a deep conflict in her heart. On one hand, she feels a profound, history-laden love for Boris. On the other, she is pulled by her intense work schedule and her desire for independence. It's known that the young star has recently taken particularly delicate steps to shape her future, perhaps looking at properties or projects abroad. Therefore, every new decision in the relationship feels like an extra burden on Yağmur's shoulders. It's said that she told her loved ones in a moment of vulnerability, "No matter how strong I seem, sometimes I just want to cuddle up and not think about anything." This quote reveals the exhaustion behind the ambition. Yet, amidst the conflict, there is romance. The memories from the couple's past act as the glue holding the cracks together. Even the smallest details, especially from their travels together where they could be anonymous, remind them of the depth of their love. Boris reportedly still keeps a gallery on his phone dedicated solely to Yağmur, not the glamorous red carpet photos, but photos of her in her most natural poses, asleep, laughing without makeup, looking at the sea. Every time he looks at them, an involuntary smile spreads across his face, a testament to a love that is visceral. On the other side, the rumor that Yağmur listens to old voicemails from Boris before going to sleep is one of the most heartbreakingly romantic details discussed behind the scenes. In the silence of her room, when the applause fades, she seeks the comfort of his voice. This suggests that the separation is physical and circumstantial, not emotional. However, beneath all this sentimentality lies a deep inner conflict. The couple seems to have reached a definitive crossroads. They will either become each other's strongest supporters, evolving into a power couple that withstands the pressure, or they will face the bitter pain of a divorce at the very height of their careers. Behind Boris's words, "This marriage won't end unless I allow it," lies not fear, but a fierce possessiveness and a desperate hope for the future. Some find this statement romantic, the mark of a man fighting for his love. Others interpret it as authoritarian, a refusal to accept a partner's agency. But the truth is likely simpler and more painful. Boris cannot afford to lose Yağmur. That fragile yet indispensable bond, sometimes overshadowed by their professional rivalry or the stress of filming, is actually the most powerful truth that constantly draws Boris and Yağmur together. They both know that this love wasn't born easily, it was forged in fire, nor will it dissolve easily like sugar in water. But like everything that happens in plain sight, even the slightest crack between them is magnified by the lens of the public, and their every move is commented on by thousands. It's precisely this pressure that rises between them, like an invisible wall straining their relationship, turning a private struggle into a public spectacle. Barış Baktaş has issued his decree: he will not let this love die without a fight. Yağmur Yüksel remains in the shadows, listening to the echoes of their past while navigating a brilliant but demanding future. We are witnessing a real-life drama that rivals any script they have ever performed. What do you think will happen next? Will we see a reconciliation, or is this the final act? Share your predictions in the comments. Thank you for choosing News Around as your source for this deeply emotional and developing story. If you haven't already, please subscribe and click that bell icon. And remember, clicking the join button is the ultimate way to support our independent journalism. Until next time, keep believing that love is worth the fight.